Hey guys, what's up? It's Danielle. So welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I have a planner update for you. And I know I do these every year and I say the same thing. Oh, this is awesome. This is what works for me. Well, to be fair, I put a lot of pressure on myself to make the system that I choose work. And then I get discouraged when it doesn't. So this is something that I have been able to keep up with. It's also something that, really, for me anyways, doesn't require any pressure, and I don't feel the need to constantly keep up with it. It's really more so like I use it if I feel like I need it, and I don't use it if I don't feel the need to. So in that regard, it's very much freeing because I am always at work and I'm always busy with work. So my life at home is, honestly, it's relatively chill just because, like I said, my life centers around work. So that being said, I have done something similar to this in the past, and I'll get into that in a minute. But just to kind of give you an overview of what there is. So this is my actual planner, and this is like a $7 or $8 little drawing sketch pad. And I really like these because, first of all, they're cheap. Second of all, the paper is thicker. So I can do whatever I want and it's not gonna, cause any harm to the pages or whatever I put on there. And these are actually sold at Target, and they have the exact same ones at Staples. So it's kind of nice that they're so easily accessible. Not only that, but they are cheap. So I'll get into that in a minute. This is just an old gum case, and obviously I finished the gum, so it just has some sticky notes in here and different kinds of stickers. I tend to switch this out depending on, what I'm using. I have different variations. This is really more so the sticky note version, and then I have more of a post-it version right here. So it's really nice because it's very portable, keeps things together, but I can still have whatever I feel like I need. And this was an idea that's not my idea, but I got this from Planning with Aloe a couple years ago, and I still use it because it's the best. I have all of my stickers from Plan to Plan Sticker Co. on my Tool 1.5-inch discs. And if you guys remember, I think it was last year, I believe it was last summer, I had a huge obsession with this sticker shop. I still really love her stickers. I just am really bad at using them because my planning just does not revolve around stickers. So while I do love them, I'm bad at using them. But these are meant for Erin Condren planners. That's why everything is a rainbow. And honestly, I just loved the variety that she had, which was why I kept buying from her shop. And I probably would buy from her shop in the future, but, I still have all of this to go. So, anyways, I really, really love this sticker shop. She ships so quickly, and, she has really nice, high-quality stickers. So, if you're looking for something, I highly, highly recommend her shop. All right, this is just a notebook, and we'll get into that in a minute as well. This is the same, hang on, let me make sure I don't have anything that's, okay. This is the same pen case, pencil case, whatever, that my cousin got for me, I think it's been 2 years or something. And I absolutely love it still. I still have a ribbon on it and this little charm from a couple of years ago. But I'll get into this as well. But you can just kind of see I do have quite a few things in there. So let's start with why you guys are all here, which is the planner. And honestly, I've been doing more so like a bullet journal style just because it's so much easier for me. So this is what the inside cover looks like. This is where I keep my on-call schedule for work and also things that require my attention, things that I want to do sooner rather than later. They all go right here on the inside cover. And you can kind of see that I'm really just keeping it simple. I'm just writing stuff down and, highlighting it using a mild liner once it's done. And for the most part, you can also tell that the stars are for notes, and then anything with a dot is like a task. And for the most part, that tends to be the system that I use. I also use like arrows and that sort of thing. But I have this ollie clip, which I love. And I just thought it was nice. It adds a little something. It keeps it a little less boring. But really, the point of this is just so that I can keep track of stuff that I need to do. And yeah, you can tell some days there's a lot. Some days there isn't. And that's perfectly okay. I also go through periods where I don't even write anything in. So you can see like these 2 days, I didn't put anything in here. Generally, the days that I'm off, I tend to write more in here than the days that I'm working. But again, it tends to fluctuate like anything in life. So it's really just kind of become like whatever I need it to be with no pressure for it to look a certain way. And that's something that I struggled with definitely when I first really got into planners a couple years ago, was trying to make everything look like aesthetically pleasing. And now I'm just like, all right, we're here. It might be ghetto, but it works. So you can see like I started adding like really, really horrible drawings and just Post-its and just things that work well for me. One of my favorite things to do is actually write on labels and then just stick them right in notebooks. I don't know why, but it's very satisfying. I do the same thing at work. And it's funny because I actually have this same, notebook, sketch pad, whatever you want to call it, at work for my tasks that I have to get done. And I fill it out the exact same way. So yeah, you can kind of just see how things change. And, I did start using like different colors, but for the most part, stuff stays the same. And again, this is really just a way for me to keep things simple, but also for me to stay on top of stuff. So I do incorporate stickers from time to time, but I just find that keeping it, more towards, I guess, like the bullet journal style is really what I prefer with, the stars and the little bullet points and, the arrows. So I really feel like I'm just going to stick to that because it also doesn't require me to carry as much stuff. But I really, really love this because it is everything that I need without the extra stuff. And I did start adding in like little things like this. I was so exhausted. But, there's notes in here and there's stuff that, like tasks, things of that nature. So everything in here, for the most part, is very current. And you're probably wondering, do I use a weekly, like, do I have something for like a weekly setup? Do I have something for monthly? So for monthly, I've just been using my phone. And it's super convenient because I always have my phone on me. But the other thing is I'm not using a weekly setup. So I do that on purpose because, first of all, it kind of drives me crazy. I would rather have things like almost in real time versus having stuff that's, weekly. Now, I will say that I use Post-its to kind of stay up to date with things that are coming up in the next week. For example, I have to work on Friday this week, and I just have it on this really cute little baby Post-it. But for the most part, that's really all that I do. And it's something that I think has really helped me to just focus on what I'm doing. So this is very much like a no frills sort of setup, but you know what? I'm okay with that. And I do not have time to spend on my planner a whole lot anymore. I used to spend hours on it, and no shade to people who do spend hours on their planners. I think they look great, but I do not have the time to dedicate towards that. And this is really what I have found works for me because it's something that I keep coming back to. So that being said, there is my planner, and I'm going to show you guys everything else. So I do have a notebook, and this sometimes will come with me, sometimes will not. Sometimes I take this with me to work, sometimes I don't. It really just kind of depends on how I feel and everything that's going on. So this is just a notebook from Blue Sky that I got at CVS like 2 years ago. And I'm just now trying to use it up. So that being said, I just have random stuff in here. So, there's stuff like, documentary I want to watch, a perfume that I might want to buy. And then I do have my tasks in here. So I have daily, weekly, and then also have my zones for when I attempt to keep up with zone cleaning. And then my before bed routine, which generally I don't stick to. Same thing with my morning routine. I don't really stick to that either because, again, I'm always on the run. Weekly routine. And then I also have house projects and my days off. And then stuff that I want to buy or that I'm looking into. There's also video ideas, my struggle bus routine for work days, and then some small goals that I have, nothing too crazy. And then I have like stuff for my cats. So yeah, in case you're wondering why that says checked Pooh's booty hole, it's because I call my cat Pooh, and I check my cat's, this is kind of gross to some people, but I check my cat's anal glands every couple of months just because they can get impacted, and it's cheaper than taking them to the vet. So there you go. All right. The last thing, excuse me, is what I have in my pencil case. And these are labels from work that we don't use anymore, so I tend to take them home. They are very, very handy because they're super sticky. So what I like to do sometimes is if I have a lot to get done, I'll write down my entire to-do list and then I'll actually stick this on my shirt. It's kind of like a little kid way to make sure that I stay on top of what I'm supposed to be doing. But, with ADHD, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Also have some Post-its. And then, excuse me, I have a high polymer eraser, which these are my favorite because they erase so cleanly. And then, excuse me, I have a couple of different colors of mild liners, which, like I said before, I really use these just for highlighting stuff that I've done. Have a couple of Paper Mate flares. And then there's also some Paper Mate Ink Joy gels in the 0.7, which I really love still. Sharpie, because you never know. And then I have gone back to 0.7. So this is the Pilot Dr. Grip gel. And all I do is I take the Pilot G2 0.7s and I just refill these, or I refill this, excuse me, with those. Excuse me. I also have a pencil, because you never know. A backup 0.7, it's just the Paper Mate Ink Joy gel. I always like to have a couple of ballpoint pens, just because depending on the surface that you're writing on, you know, it can be difficult to write with gel. So I just have a Bic Atlantis and then just like a regular Bic Crystal. Excuse me. Sorry, I just woke up, so. I also have a Pilot Friction in 0.5. And then if I feel like I need something a little bit more, you know, fine, I have the Pilot Precise V5. And then I actually don't use this, but my cousin left this here at my house when she was here last Thanksgiving. This is a pen from Mochi, and it's a 0.38. And then I just have a little SpongeBob bookmark and Carmex. So I don't actually use this, but I love SpongeBob, so I keep it in there. So yeah, that is everything, excuse me, that I'm currently using for my planner system. And I don't think, again, that there's any shame in, you know, what your planner looks like or how you do what you do. As long as it works for you, that's all that matters. And again, no shade to anybody that has like a really cute looking planner, but I don't have time for that. I can barely make time to sleep or eat. So this is kind of my way of still feeling like I have control over stuff in my life. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this. And I don't really think it's going to change a whole lot, just because this is so easy. It's so simple. And it's super portable without having to take a bunch of extra crap with me, which I really, really love that aspect. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all, and I'll talk to y'all in my next video. Bye, guys.